Over there, please. Yes, please. Vladimir Vladimirovich, it will not be an overstatement to say that this summit was overshadowed by Syria, while at the economic issues, leaders found mutually acceptable solutions. As we know, the issue of Syria was quite divisive, almost half by half. The opinions divided. How this issue can affect economic and political decisions that will be taken in the future. You know, everything that concerns the Middle East developments affects global economy in a most direct manner, because it provides the global economy with energy resources. When conflicts emerge there, the energy prices start to grow. And what does this mean? This means that those prices suppress the development of global economies. So in such a complex situation in which the global economy is now, it is counterproductive to destabilize the situation in the Middle East. I will be as diplomatic as possible here. Yesterday we spent the entire evening discussing the issue of Syria and other issues that arise with respect to it. We have completed our discussions at 1 a.m. Moscow time, and after that I had a bilateral meeting with Mr. Cameron. Actually, the opinions didn't divide 50 to 50. Who was for military intervention? United States, France, Saudi Arabia, Canada, and Turkey. Mr. Cameron also was advocating military intervention, but the British Parliament was against that. The Chancellor of Germany is also cautious. Germany is not going to participate in any military actions. Who was condemning and opposing that way of action? Russian Federation, India, China, Indonesia, Argentina, Brazil, South Africa, Italy. And also, Secretary General of the United Nations also voiced his protest against the intervention. And let us not forget the address by the Pope, who directly voiced the inadmissibility of military intervention. I already named you the leaders of the states who are advocating military intervention, but I can assure you that the majority of the population in those countries are on our side. They are against expansion of military activities. Look at what the sociological surveys show, both in the United States and in other countries. The majority of the population is against military intervention. Everything that happened with the use of chemical weapons, it is all provocation on the part of the militants, who are expecting to get aid, to get support from outside, from those countries who support them. This is first. Second, application of force towards sovereign state is possible only in case if self-defense is involved, but Syria doesn't threat the United States. And second, by the mandate of the United Nations. As it was said yesterday by one of the participants of our discussion, those who do that violate the law. Those who act unilaterally violate the law. Izvestia newspaper. What relation do you have to the United States? I thought that you are from the United States. No, I'm not. My question is, did you manage to meet with Barack Obama? Probably passing by in an informal situation. Many journalists are of opinion that there are certain differences in foreign policy between the United States and Russia. But actually, these differences are affected by the fact that your personal relations between you and Barack Obama are not that bad. How can you characterize your relationship with Barack Obama? We actually met with Mr. Obama not on feet, but on other part of the body. We were sitting. The conversation lasted for probably 20 minutes. It was a very friendly conversation. We stick to our guns. Everybody remained with his position. We understand each other. We listen to each other. We understand arguments. We do not agree with those arguments, but still we can hear them. We try to find an agreement towards peaceful settlement of this crisis, and we agreed that the foreign ministers of our countries, Foreign Minister of our country, Mr. Lavrov, and Secretary of the State, Jim Kerry, will meet together and discuss this painful topic. Yes, Hugh, please. Please take the mic. Thank you. Wall Street Journal paper. You have just mentioned that there was no convergence of the positions between you and Mr. Obama at your meeting. Can you say that during your meetings with all the leaders, some attitudes changed towards Syria, even a little bit? And one more question, since you have a meeting for 15-20 minutes and communications between Moscow and Washington is improving, does this communication improvement include the possibility of exchange Mr. Snowden by Mr. Booth? No, Snowden is not convicted here, so what should we exchange for what? We are exchanging the security services personnel who found themselves in a difficult situation abroad for their colleagues who are imprisoned here in Russia. This practice exists all through the world, but Snowden is not prosecuted here. This is a separate topic. It is not related to espionage, and we didn't even touch upon this topic today. We were talking only about Syria. We didn't talk about Snowden. Let me stress, Mr. Snowden got to Russia by chance. We didn't invite him here. He could have gone to South America by transit, but actually your compatriots, how to express it without saying something odd? Your compatriots scared everybody and make him stick in our territory, make him stuck on our territory. They could have acted otherwise. Remember what they did to the aircraft of the president of Bolivia. They just landed it, and that's it. They closed the airspace. They could have done the same with Mr. Snowden, and it is understood what would have happened next. But they had to scare everybody and leave it here in Russia. What were they expecting? That we will unilaterally extradited, but he didn't commit any crimes on our territory. This is the evident practice of international relations. Such issues should be solved only at mutual basis. We many times were asking them to conclude an agreement of mutual extradition. We asked them to extradite people who engaged in crimes against humanity, who were engaged in kidnappings, but they weren't. So such question is incorrect. So the President of the United States didn't pose such question today. As to the convergence of positions, you know, we have our own position. Of course, we hold consultations with everybody, and the fact that yesterday in the evening, Prime Minister of India stated that he is totally against any military actions. It was unexpected. The position of Indonesian president was also unexpected. It is the largest Islamic country in the world. President of Brazil also was totally against. The president of South Africa said a very important thing, not only with respect to Syria, but with respect to the world order. He says that the small countries in the global world, in today's world, are feeling increasingly vulnerable, increasingly not protected. And there is an impression that any superpower can apply force to them. This is their impression, this is how they feel. And he's right, this is the international practice. Just try to dissuade North Koreans to cancel their nuclear program. But they will answer you. Together we will be hit and will be exterminated tomorrow. So in order to prevent the spread of the destruction, the weapons of mass destruction, we need to comply with we need to abide by the rules of international law.